In this tutorial, you will have a good idea on different tasks that we routinely do during the climb and cruise phases. So let's go back and continue our flight. We've just passed 13,000 feet and we're still in climb toward our cruise altitude, which is 18,000 feet. My cruise altitude is set on the MCP. Let me open the progress page on my CDU. Our estimated time to reach the top of climb is 1733 Zulu with 10 nautical mile distance. The estimated fuel over the top of the climb will be 3,300 kilograms. As you can see on navigation display, the top of climb is shown with the small green circle. This is the estimated position where we intercept our cruise altitude. Now we're about to reach our cruising altitude and the pitch mode shows altitude acquire. Now you can see the alt annunciation came up, which means that the pitch mode is now holding our cruise altitude. The auto throttle is holding the cruise planned speed, which is 260, which is pre-selected on our FMS. If we go back to our CDU and select VNAV, you can see first our active flight phase is in cruise. Our target speed is 260. And we can see also our cruise distance from now to the top of descent is 177 nautical mile, and the estimated time to reach the top of descent will be at 1806 Zulu. Now let's go back to the progress page. Currently we are flying to Talib waypoint and it's shown in magenta. Distance to go is 11 nautical mile. ETA is 1736 Zulu. Estimated fuel will be left in our tanks is 3000 kilograms. And distance to go to our destination, which is CYUL, is 231 nautical miles. Estimated time of arrival is 1826 Zulu, and we arrive our destination with 1700 kilograms fuel. 5.6 nautical mile and about 1 minute to reach Talib. And now we are flying over Talib and the time is 1737. Let's now calculate fuel over Talib. 1556 plus 1466 kilograms gives us a total of 3024 kilograms, which is close to our 3000 kilogram predicted fuel at Talib. Now our next waypoint is Bomit. 18 nautical miles to go. Our estimated time of arrival is 1740 Zulu with the predicted leftover fuel of 2900 kilograms. And we keep doing the same routine with the fuel and time checks over the remaining waypoints. We're about 108 nautical miles from the top of descent. Let's do the approach briefing. Currently I'm flying to A1, which is the entry waypoint for my star. The star I'm gonna fly is Alouette 1 with A1 transition. Then for the approach I'm gonna fly is the ILS runway 06 right. Let me first check this with the arrival page in my CDU. As you can see, Alouette 1 star is active. ILS 06 right is active. Checked. This is my star chart, Alouette 1, transition A1. I'm looking for the altitude and speed constraints, if any. As you can see, at HAPS waypoint for the runway 06 right, I have to be at or below 9,000 feet. And my CDU legs page shows 9,000 feet or below at HABS, checked. And this is my ILS runway 06 right approach chart. In the profile section, as we can see, 3,000 feet is the altitude at which I have to be at full waypoint. And my CDU legs page again shows 3,000 feet pre-selected altitude at full waypoint. Checked. Let's go back to my approach chart. The localizer frequency is 110.5. Let's set this on my nav1 radio, 110.50. 110.50 on the standby window. Then select this to the active window. The final approach course is 057 degrees. 057 degrees. Set. Now I'm looking for my decision height. Since this aircraft is a category C, my decision height is 200 feet radio altitude. Using my altitude minimums knob, I set 200 radio altitude. Checked. My destination airport elevation, as you can see on my approach chart, is 118 feet, and I have to set this in my pressurization panel using the landing altitude knob. 100 feet is the closest number to 118. Set. And we can check this in the pressurization window. As you can see, landing altitude is 100 feet. Checked. Now let's prepare our approach speeds. The expected temperature at the destination airport is 16 degrees Celsius. First, using the outer rotary selector, I select temperature selection, then I set 16 degrees Celsius using the inner knob. Moving to my speed card, and since I'm using 33 degrees flaps for the landing, my VRF is 123. I'm gonna put this in V1 first. I'll select V1 using the outer selector, then I'll set 123 using the small knob. Then I'll put VREF plus 20, which is in my case 143, in V cross selection. Select V cross, then set 143 in the small window. Finally, using my speed card, again my VFTO is 181. Let me set this in V dot selection. I'll select first V dot with the outer selector, then using small knob I'll set 181 in the window, and this complete the approach speeds setup. Now I'm about 29 nautical miles to the top of descent. Let's select descent page from VNav. Our descent speed is 220. To make our descent intercept smoother, I prefer to decelerate and stabilize my speed at 220, which is my descent speed, before reaching the top of descent. To do so, first I have to select thrust to on, then using the speed knob I set 220 in the speed window. .220 set, checked, and the auto throttle is decelerating the aircraft to the 220 knots. As you can see, the selected speed bar is coming up. And now I need to set my minimum descent altitude in the MCP. This is the altitude at which I intercept the glide slope. (3,000 feet), checked. Our top of descent is coming up. and when we intercept the top of descent, the vertical deviation scale will show up. Now the vertical deviation scale came up, as you can see. At this very moment, I have to select VNAV and let the aircraft fly the FMS vertical profile. As you can see, the white diamond symbol, or the vertical deviation indicator, is in the center of the full deviation scale, which means that we are flying the exact descent profile. Moving up to the PFD, and we are established at our planned descent speed, shown with the blue speed bug, and this completes the cruise and descent procedure. In the next tutorial I will discuss the approach procedure and landing. See you there.